Start the stream. Hello. Have a seat.
Oh,
We're being invaded.
well, thank you for letting me correct you. I'm here.
Anytime. Excellent. That's working. This is working. People are here. And more coming online. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. find out who we have here. Eddie? Excellent. Alani is not here. Giselle is online. Emmeline? Not here. Christian? Online. Jasmine? There. Jonathan is online. Okay. Noe? Not here. Eddie? Not here. Fatima? All right. Good. Take care of that. Those of you online, if you could please turn on your camera so I can see you. That would be wonderful. If Discord doesn't crash on me. Whoops. Well, that's no good. Put my poor laptop through the paces. It's not made for double video streaming at once. It's not really made for a single video stream. All right. Back on. I'm gonna share the screen again. There. Now we're really in trouble. Let's go. Yes, okay. Crisis averted. That's going to be our new catchphrase this year. Crisis averted, right? Deal with all of everything. So hello, welcome to here. At some point, I will get to the next slide, and I will introduce myself. My name is Mr. Apple. I went to the University of Notre Dame where I studied physics. It's awesome stuff. And then I decided I wanted to teach stuff, so I went to Concordia, Chicago, got certified to teach math and physics. In case you didn't know already, I like Batman. I think he's a really cool guy. Does some amazing stuff despite not having actual superpowers, which is something we can all strive to accomplish. Believe it or not, I actually enjoy doing math. I do think it's fun, not ironically. I'm serious. And I enjoy playing games, and I enjoy learning stuff, and so I do try to combine the two. And particularly in this class, you're going to get to see some of that. We will be playing games in class. It'll be fun. I'm always available to answer any questions. Send me an email anytime, or chat on the Discord, whatever it takes. Do believe everyone is biased in some way or another. Your thoughts about the world are influenced by your past experiences. It's always true. So I'm going to be upfront about it. Let you know where I'm coming from. That way nothing catches you off guard. I am a Lutheran by faith. That is one of the Protestant Christian denominations. I believe all the major theological things Catholics do. I just don't think the Pope has anything to do about it. And I am a libertarian politically, which means I don't like either the Democrats or the Republicans. I think they're both doing a terrible job. I wish we had a third option. That's my statement. Okay? Now, I want to hear about you. So, you're going to introduce yourself. Those of you here in person, I will ask you to stand up when you speak. Those online, you'll need to unmute yourself for this. And I want you to tell me who you are and why you are awesome. Because you all are. You've got something you can be proud of, something you've accomplished, or achieved, or done, or can state that you know about, right? I know a whole lot about Batman, right? I can tell you all the characters, right? That's awesome. Right? I went to university. That's awesome. I survived summer school. That was awesome. Right? So, let's go around the room and start on this side. You like math? Honestly? All right. You have a favorite topic in math? You like crunching the numbers? Okay. Spoiler, we're going to have some word problems this year. But maybe I'll be able to change your mind. That'll be my goal, is to convince you that geometry is the best one. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Next. All right, nice and loud. You got to fight through that mask. You play music. Any particular instrument? Drums. Awesome. Love some good drums. Thank you. That's cool. Say it again. Photography. Ooh, there we go. Nice. What kind of camera do you have? Phone and Polaroid. Oh my gosh, old school, right? Wow, that's nifty. Okay. Very cool, very cool. All right, internet students, your turn. Let's go down the list. Christian, introduce yourself. Tell us what makes you awesome. Christian, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, I see you're unmuted now. I'm not seeing any detected voice activity.
Hello.
Hello, there he is.
One thing that makes me off is that I like to learn things.
You like to learn new things? That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
What's something new you've learned recently?
I'm going to learn how to code.
How to code. Oh, that's pretty awesome in and of itself. That's a good skill. Keep working on that. All right, thank you, Christian. All right, next up, Giselle.
Um, Something that
Yeah, keep going. We can hear you.
well, came in a volleyball.
Good. You were cutting out there. Something about volleyball?
Yeah.
All right, I take it you play volleyball? Is it-
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. You have a favorite position?
Um, we
What? I didn't catch that.
I'm okay either in any position.
Any position. That's good. Nice and flexible. That's a very useful teammate to have around. Awesome. Thank you. All right, Jonathan, you're next. What makes you awesome?
And I like biking.
Biking. That's cool. Do you like to bike through the city or out in the country?
No, I like biking. Like trails, like bike trails.
Bike trails, yeah,
There's-
through the
there's a
woods.
lot on me, so I just use them.
Nice, nice. I love it. That's pretty awesome. Biking through nature. How enjoyable is that? If only we could bike through nature and do math problems at the same time. Wouldn't that be incredible? Right, we'll just combine everybody's skill. We'll play volleyball and take pictures of it, right? And do math problems and just throw it all together. Quite the activity, right? All right. Thank you all for sharing. Don't go away. I might ask you additional questions later on. Okay, you gotta be ready to jump in. Okay. Last thing I want to share with you today before we get back to the topic of actual math class. Anyone remember Dr. Odiati's life analogy from the announcements? Life is not an elevator, it's a staircase, right? There's no easy path, you got to do the work. And I thought, no, staircases are still too easy. I mean, like, okay, a long staircase, you get tired eventually. Physically, it requires work. But at least the path is clear, it's laid out, it's a nice straight line, you know exactly where to go. That's not life. Are you kidding me? Life is like rock climbing, okay? There is no set path. There's all kinds of options. You gotta think and figure out where you're gonna go next. Do I go over here? Do I grab this hole? Okay, that one looks easy. Ooh, I'm gonna grab it. And then you realize, oh no, it's a dead end. I can't go anywhere from here. Backtrack, move over the side, continue on from there. That's life. Okay? Just wanted to share that analogy with you. That's the expectation going forward, especially this year, right? Extra challenging. They took half the handholds and removed them from the wall on us. That's okay. We're going to overcome it. Oh, we've got another person who just came in. Emmeline. Emmeline, good to see you. Well, see that you are in the Discord. I don't actually see you because nobody's turned on their camera. Shame. Okay, thanks for joining us. All right, let's talk math now. bring up the schedule for today. I'm going to try to bring up this schedule. Okay. This is the master schedule that you all have access to on Google Classroom. I highly encourage you to look at it early and often. My purpose today is to articulate the purpose and applications of math. That's what we're working on all week. Okay. Why do we have this thing called math? What's it good for? And then we'll narrow in. What about geometry? What is that good for? We learn from it. Okay. So I've queued up a couple of videos. We'll watch one here together. To save on time, the other one I'm leaving for you to watch on your own. So if you're there at home already, after class, between class, it's like 2.5 minutes long. Okay? It's rather humorous. Okay, so something funny you can look forward to watching when you're at home. Some goofy math going on. We're going to watch a video together, and then I want you to think about said video. And in response to the video, answer a question. Why do we learn math? Why should we learn and practice math? There's one good answer. We've already heard it, because it's fun. You enjoy it. If you enjoy it, you're going to seek out and do more of it all on your own. Right? I don't have to assign you photography homework. Right? You would go and you would take pictures and you'd figure out how to make better pictures all on your own. Right? So what is it about math that we can pull the essence out of and say, this is interesting, this is fascinating, this is worth exploring on its own, even without the teacher having to tell me I need to do it. Does that make sense? I hope that we can find the value there. All right. So I have no idea what's going to happen if I try to play a YouTube video while streaming to YouTube. We're going to get some nasty feedback loop and it's all going to blow up on me. I don't know. Okay. It's on the board. Is it on screen here? Is my screen updated? That's updated, that's there, okay. Good, looks like it's all displaying. All right, he runs through his introduction very quickly. So this is Matt Parker. He is a mathematician and a comedian. At the same time, he has a channel called Stand Up Maths. Yes, he creates humor related to math. I don't know how that's possible. Well, we'll get a taste of it here. And I encourage you to check out his channel. It's pretty awesome. I will frequently use other clips of his throughout the year. Okay? So here he has some stories. This is taken from a book he wrote about math errors. What happens if you get something wrong?
Hi, I'm Matt Parker, and these are my top 5 favourite maths ones. First up, number 2. In 1983, Air Canada Flight 143 was taking off from Edmonton to fly to Montreal, and they calculated how much fuel the Boeing 767 would require for that flight. But they calculated it in kilograms, and then they fueled it using pounds. The problem is, a pound is less than half a kilogram. So the aircraft had about half as much fuel as it required. Amazingly, they had to stop in Ottawa partway through the flight. There, the fuel would be checked and it could be refueled.
Oh, good.
So, sadly, they made exactly the same unit conversion mistake, and the aircraft took off again without adding extra fuel. Sure enough, it ran out mid-air, and the pilot, who thankfully used to be a glider pilot, had to fly a Boeing 767 with no power and glide it to a nearby disused runway. Amazingly, no one died. Number 4, spreadsheets. The European Spreadsheet Risk Interest Group, which is a real organisation, I'm a big fan of their work, they have calculated that 24% of all spreadsheets which have some kind of calculation in them have a mathematical error. But how wrong can a spreadsheet go? Well, in 2012, JP Morgan Chase lost a decent amount of money because of a series of spreadsheet blunders. It's difficult to put an exact amount of money on it because they're obviously a bit cagey about the whole thing, but estimates seem to be around $6 billion US dollars lost because of poor spreadsheet use. One mistake was someone accidentally summed two cells instead of taking their average. A simple mistake and billions of dollars gone. Number 3.
Take your work at CWSP a little more seriously there, right?
Football are geometrically incorrect. The classic football is made of hexagons and pentagons. The dark patches are pentagons, 5 sides. But on a street sign, the symbol for a stadium is a football with dark patches that are hexagons, 6 sides. They're not hexagons, they're pentagons. And not only is the sign wrong, it's actually impossible. The worst type of wrong. It is mathematically impossible to make a closed ball shape made entirely out of hexagons. We can prove that you cannot do that. So the street signs in the UK for a football stadium simply cannot work. And you know, I have petitioned the government to change it. 20,000 people signed my petition, and so far they have refused. The government in the UK doesn't think that street signs need to be geometrically plausible. Number 1, in 1995, Pepsi ran a promotion where you buy their products, collect Pepsi points, and then trade them in things like t-shirts, leather jackets, sunglasses, stuff you needed in 1999. In their commercial, they hilariously showed a Harrier II jump jet and said that for 7 million Pepsi points, you could get the jet. It was intended to be a joke until people noticed that you could buy Pepsi points 10 cents each. This would only cost you $700,000 plus $10 for shipping and handling. But who is going to get that kind of money together? Someone called John Lennon. He actually got the money together, put it in an account, applied for the jet. Pepsi said no. His lawyers said yes. It went to court, and Pepsi won. It turned out it was a joke. They had to change the ad to be 700 million points instead. But why? I have no idea why they didn't just start with that. They just picked 7 million and didn't check if that was big. And finally, mass blunder number 0. The series of civilization computer games where you have your own civilization and compete against famous world leaders from
Like this
present
game.
and
Played a lot.
history has been incredibly popular and sold over 33 million copies. When the first version came out in 1991, people noticed that Andy, instead of being peace-loving, kept dropping nuclear weapons on other civilizations. Well, was Andy so aggressive? It turns out, in the code, when they were programming the game, they initially set Andy's aggressiveness rating to be 1. But then, when the civilizations gradually became more civilized, they reduced all the leaders' aggression ratings by 2. So Andy went down to 0, and then, well, in computer memory, you don't go down to negative numbers. You roll around to the maximum possible value. Suddenly, Andy was as aggressive as he could be. And ever since that first version of the game, they have left that in as a tribute to the original programming mistake. There is a whole generation of people who grew up playing these games who associate Andy with unnecessary nuclear strikes. So what can we learn from these incredible maths blunders? Well, for a start, people get maths wrong all the time. Maths is difficult. Humans are just not good at doing mathematics. So don't take it personally a mathematician struggle. A mathematician is not someone who finds maths easy. It's someone who enjoys how difficult it is. And thank goodness there are people out there working away at mathematics, trying to get it correct, and they put together the maths and the technology which underpins our modern society and keeps us all safe.
Okay. What'd you think? Some interesting tales, yes? Maybe a good reason to double check your math work, yes? I want to especially highlight what he said there at the end. That humans are actually not wired to do math, believe it or not. Humans are very good at a few things. Very good at recognizing patterns. And we'll definitely talk about that in geometry. Humans are very good at recognizing faces, human faces. Right? I guarantee you could stare at this carpet long enough, you will find a face in it somewhere. Haven't you ever done that before? With the carpet or the texture on the wall or something, like something abstract, there's enough random noise to it, you will find what looks to be a face. Humans are great at finding faces. Right? Your brains are wired to favor more social interaction. That's what makes part of this year so much more difficult. We're lacking that social aspect. We are social creatures. Our brains are good at that. They're not so great at counting. I've considered having us read a little article about this before, but suffice to say, psychologists have looked at brains. We figured it out, and we've determined that people really only keep track of about 4 numbers. 0, we can totally understand 0. We get that as a concept. We can count 1, we can count 2, we can count 3, and everybody can easily hold 3 distinct ideas in their mind at once. Once you get past that, it gets a little iffy. You might think you're actually thinking about 4. But in reality, you're more likely putting them into 2 groups of 2 in your brain. That's how you can categorize them. And when you get to numbers bigger than that, it gets harder and harder to chunk them and to group them together, and it just becomes a lot. Right? That's like caveman day counting. 1, 2, 3, a lot. Right? More than that, you didn't have to worry about. Your brain is not good at dealing with the bigger numbers, at least compared to 1, 2, and 3. We've come up with tricks and tools over the years to help us deal with those numbers. Right? That's the development of math. We'll actually look at some of the history of it tomorrow. But I want you to accept that. Right? Get that idea of like, oh, people in general aren't good at math. That's the baseline. That's the starting point. If you come in with that expectation, everything you accomplish in math class is amazing. Right? That is super powerful. The fact that, guys, I don't know if you realize this, negative numbers weren't used until like the 1800s or so, right? Like the fact that you can count backwards into negative numbers now, you are leagues ahead of most of human history already. You're already doing a phenomenal job. And we're going to do even more incredible things with math as we go on. You can become good at math. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort. Right? But he said mathematicians aren't people that are good at math. They're the people that enjoy it because it's challenging. Right? Now, can I ask you, you said you like math. What do you prefer? You said you don't like word problems. Let's put that off the table. Let's have a nice, big, computational number crunching session. Which do you prefer? The easy ones that are over like that? Or the more difficult ones? The tricky ones that require more effort, more work, but are more satisfying when you're done? Yeah, the tricky ones, right? Because it's better when you're done. Afterwards you can say, yes, I did this, I accomplished this, I conquered this. It feels awesome. And even better, maybe, is when you get it wrong. Right? You're like, oh, That did not go the way I expected. Right? It's like a plot twist in a movie. Okay? When you're doing a math problem and it goes wrong, you get the wrong answer. There's no need to feel, you don't have to feel bad about it necessarily. You could think of it positively and say, that didn't go the way I thought it would go. Let's go back, try again, see what alternate path I can take and find something new and different this time. Opportunity for some exploration. Okay. So with all that in mind, on Google Classroom, there is a question I would like you to answer. What is the purpose of studying math? That's it. Just one question for today. We'll spend most of the period thinking on this. Write up a paragraph or two in response. Okay? Anything you can come up with. Just keep adding to it as you go. Yeah, we got 10 more minutes. So, work on that for about 10 minutes. Should be enough time, and then we'll be done. That's it for today. No additional homework. Assuming, of course, that you finished yesterday's work. Right? You weren't required to attend yesterday, in person or online. I am requiring you to go back, view that, and answer those questions. Right. Any questions online? Everyone's pulling up the Google Classroom question. What is the purpose of studying math? Come up with a good, robust answer for that. Okay, don't see or hear anything, so I'm assuming you've got this. Still working. Good. Okay, and that's basically going to finish off the class, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off the YouTube live stream here. Thank you for joining us.